I got you. Give me a second. Let me get my game. Let me get in my game. I thought it was way faster. I was clearly quicker. Okay, it depends on who you're fighting. So I assume you mean, where is she? When my game decides to finish loading. Oh, okay. Let's open this egg with me. Ooh. What do we got? Well, meow. Cool. Okay, I'll just keep him for now. Bop, 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 bop. Thank you. Game. Thank you. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So I assume you're talking about this Team Rocket guy. So when you're Pokemon, if you click this little that. Oh God. How do I get? Okay. You can order them, right? Click combat power. This is actually very. A lot of this is like I don't understand. I just know the higher the number, the better. That's not what that's to do. Items. Heal my dude. I don't know why I did that way specifically. Could have done this so much faster. Literally any other way. That's fine. Anyways, you want to choose your highest CP Pokemon. The higher your level, the higher the Pokemon will get. So see, I have some really low ones because in the wild, it's always gonna be random. It's just always gonna be random. Pokemon that have like 3 stars, when you click power up, if you click the negative, it'll show you what their highest CP is going to be. So he's never going to actually really be that strong, even though he's a 3-star Pokemon. But sometimes some of them will get stronger, depending on how many, like if they have evolutions. Like him, if I evolve him, he'll go up to 183, but then he has one more evolution. And then his final power up might even be even higher than, so it just kind of depends. I don't exactly understand the full extent of that. I just know the higher the number, the better off you are. So you're going to want to choose the higher ones when you're fighting. That is, of course, harder when you first start because the game doesn't seem to comprehend that it needs to give you Team Rocket people that are going to match your level. So see, I'm level 33, so that's why I have like some deep Pokemon that are in the thousands. But even I think the highest, it's more common for me to catch Pokemon in the wild that are in the high, like average between like 700 CP and 1000 CP. But Paige sometimes will catch Pokemon that are like 1000 to 2000 CP, somewhere in between there, because his level is higher. Okay, so, oh my God. You can tell I have not been on my game today. Anyway, so when you click the little Team Rocket dude, you're always going to have it, so it's going to be randomized. You'll have a grunt. The grunts are typically easier. If you read this thing, it'll tell you, which I did not read it. Okay, so do you know how hot Pokemon Fire Breath can be? So she's most likely going to use fire type Pokemon. So this is where utilizing something like you can do, like sometimes it'll give you a recommended, or you can go and Google fire Pokemon weakness and look up what they're weak to and go, okay, so I'm going to want to choose my highest CP Pokemon with one of those things. So my Dragonair is my highest CP, which is why he's just automatically chosen. But I could do Gyarados would be good. He actually is a ground Pokemon. And like I know these because I've seen them a lot. But if you don't know which Pokemon it is, like you're like, I don't know if Gyarados is clearly water. Look at that. He's like a mermaid looking bitch. But Dragon Bee might be like, oh, I don't know. He's a dragon. What is he? If you hold down over it, it'll tell you. So see, he's a dragon and a flying type. This also will tell you. So his main attack is going to be Dragon Breath, which is 4. He gets 4 like attack points. And then if you get to his main attack, you get Hyper Beam, which is 150 attack points. And then he has 163 CP. So this will tell you, like, so this is a water Pokemon. But see, his main water attack's only 3 points. And he's going to get that. That's going to be his main attack is a water attack. And I have to build up to the water pulse. So it's like, does that balance out somewhere? Am I okay with that? What was it? It was water, ground, something else. I already forgot. Let's put Dragon Bee. Okay. So then you go to the fight, which my Pokemon are usually grunts. It'll balance it out to where they're not going to be too much stronger than you. So for the most part, once you get the hang of it, you get better at it. Oh my god, see, he's like murdering them. You'll get better at it. Now, it's when you get to the leaders that you really have to pay attention to what Pokemon are they using. So, like, look for those context clues. Are they using ground type? Are they using grass type? Are they using electric? Are they using water, fire, dragon, air, I don't know, psychic, blah, 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 whatever from there on. So you're going to want to pay attention with leaders because the leaders are going to be so much stronger. Like, they're going to be your level or a little higher CP wise. And like, see, like, so it's just kind of, it just takes planning. Like, I've lost to certain leaders like multiple times. You can just fight them over and over and over and over until you get it, but it is like a waste of resources. Like, if you don't have like enough potions or enough revives or whatever to like keep rehealing your strong Pokemon, then it's kind of like, okay, well, but the great thing about like getting to a point where you can fight the leaders is that, see, with the grunts, when you beat the grunts, you just get like, you get some Stardust, you get a little mystery component, which I still don't understand the concept of putting this in together, but you get it, and then that's it. But when you beat the lead, oh, and then the Pokemon, of course, but when you beat the leader, you get actual like items. Like, sometimes they'll give you like the higher ranking berries or like Pokeballs or whatever. I can't actually think of a good example of what they give you, but they give you like other stuff. So you'll typically want to try your best continuously. Usually they will fight you in the same turn. So the first time you lose, try to remember, oh my god, Numel, which Pokemon they're pulling out of which order, because just because they have fire, maybe they might have like one fire and then two of them are like ground type or something. So you want to keep that in mind, because you go, okay, they use the fire first, so I want to have my first Pokemon out be a water type Pokemon, and then get as far as you can with that water type Pokemon. But if you know their second Pokemon is like a ground type, you want to have something that the ground type is weak to as your next Pokemon that you could switch to. And then like so on and so forth. So that way you're like mastermind. You're like, that's not, what is the word? You're like being efficient in your choices. If you know that their first Pokemon's fire, you don't want to use a Pokemon that they're either neutral against or strong against as your first Pokemon, because that just weakens you. So you want to start out like as strong as possible in that fight, and then just go from there. And then I didn't show you, but you can always like change your Pokemon in the middle of a battle. Which I would have to probably go into the battle thing to show you, but like there should be an option on like the on this side of the screen in the battle thing where you can like, it'll look like two arrows and you can click it to switch out your Pokemon if you're like almost dead with one Pokemon, but you're like, I know I still need this water Pokemon, so I'm going to switch to a ground real quick because I can get some, whatever that you think is best in that situation. Of course, once you beat Team Rocket, you get the Purify, the whatever, so it's really up to you if you want to purify them. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. You honestly can't really get a good example of praising them until you purified them, if this will load. So see, it says he's a 1-star because he's a shadow Pokemon, and I have Numel candy, so I don't care. It'll tell you. So once let's remember, he's 351 right now. Once you've purified him, he will gain a significant amount of CP. He'll cost less to power up. He'll learn an exclusive charge attack, and their appraisal is better. So you can go ahead and, I don't know if you've done this yet. I'm just showing you just in case, but you can go ahead and you can purify them, and then hooray, we have saved a Pokemon and purified him, so he's no longer a shadow Pokemon. But look, see, he was 3 something now he's 699. And if I praised him before, he was 1-star, but now look, he's a 2-star Pokemon. And then I didn't look at his max power before, but now his max power is like 1,000, which before probably was only like this amount. So there is like pros and cons to purifying them. It's really up to you what you want to do there. Okay, I'm gonna stop this for now.